All right, hello there, welcome back to another way different video. Today's video, we are finally gonna do it. Jalen Brunson film review. What makes him so good? What is the keys to his game? And in all honesty, the Knicks have been playing really good basketball. Obviously, him being the best player. Going to the NBA standings, the Knicks are 20-8. They are only 2 games behind the Pistons. If you are new to Film Room, I always do a scouting report. What does the defense see? And how do they try to match up against Jalen Brunson? Number one is you can't reach and just throw yourself at him and try to be immensely physical, because does he get a lot of free throw attempts? He's averaging 6.8, 18th in the league. I would say he gets a good amount. 18th in the league is still a lot, but it's not to the likes of Luka or Shea. But on any given night, he knows how to take advantage of you if you're being silly. And if you are being caught off guard or your hands in the cookie jar, Jalen Brunson knows how to take advantage of that. So be disciplined if you're the defender. Jalen Brunson is very shifty and he knows how to pick his spots. And when he has just a glimpse of an opening, he's going to take advantage of it. So you have to be attention to detail through every single progression that he's going through, whether the screen's coming through and you got to learn to fight through it, or whether it's him having that step back because his step back is really deadly. He's a great mid-range shooter, a great attacker at the rim. The three-point shot is 37%. He shoots a lot of them, 7 of them per game. It's definitely not the brightest part of his game. He's a good three-point shooter, right? Especially when he's wide open. But in terms of just creating that three-point shot, it's not the most reliable shot. Okay, so play here. Mikal Bridges attacks the interior. Good bounce pass to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson right now is a one-on-one. He does have Cat inside. Davion, great closeout, pump fake. And Davion staying disciplined, right? Even with the closeout here, he's not selling out on anything. He's staying very disciplined, staying with them. Going side to side here. Jalen Brunson picks his spot. And it's just this slight opening, right? To where this is good defense through and through. There's quite literally no denying this. However, going side to side, he's not attacking the rim here. He's simply just looking for his spot, right? Getting there. Complete jump stop, turn. It's a small opening. Okay, so we got Cat setting a screen here, and Davion Mitchell's on him. This is really good defense. And you got Andrew Wiggins playing drop coverage on Jalen Brunson, which is an interesting idea because now you're giving him so much space to work with. And he's already really good with little space to work with. So checking his bag work here, that's too much space. And I get the philosophy behind it is you would rather, and this is what the Heat are really selling out on here, you would rather Jalen Brunson just try to pull this 3 up, right? Because he's seeing the amount of space he has. But once he sees the amount of space he has, he decides not to sell himself short, and he's going to get to his spot. Now, there's a constant theme with NBA players. Everyone has their spot, right? They have their positioning to where they truly excel at. The shot percentage goes up drastically. If you've ever seen the show called Blue Lock, they talk about, soccer players having, their range. If you want to talk about football, kickers have their range once they get to that 50-yard mark, 55-yard mark, whatever. Kickers have their spot. They also have their preferred destinations to where they like them on the right side. They like them on the left side. In basketball, that is a very common theme where basketball players have a higher percentage shot in certain areas. And Jalen Brunson, one of the best players in the league at recognizing where that is and where he needs to go. Maybe a good contest in the end is what it seems like, but once he gets there, it doesn't matter how much space he has, he's gonna make it work. Or I should say, even if he has a little bit of space, because obviously if you're smothering him, there's only so much you can do. But in this case, all he needs is a little bit of space on the finish. And to even get here, not a big fan of the drop coverage to this degree. Again, the idea for the Heat here, make him pull this up. And the thing with Jalen Brunson is, I talked about it a bit earlier, his three-point shot isn't the strong suit of his game. He's definitely a capable three-point shooter. He shoots a lot of threes. But if you're going to give up a 3, it can't be just a pull-up 3. You're going to have to make him do some crazy fancy stuff, make him get in his bag, because it's not something he does with his three-point shot. But this is what he does. This is how he's going to, get his three-point shots off. It's just not good enough defense. Again, not being alert here, too much space. Screen here by Jordan Clarkson forces Andrew Wiggins on him. And this is just a simple pull-up, right? Super balanced. This is how he takes his mid-ranges. The consistency is there. That's not enough by Andrew Wiggins, and that's how he's going to be getting his three-point shots off, right? He's going to be getting a screen from Mitchell Robinson, sets the screen. That's a lot of space, right? That is a lot of space. But again, it's the defensive game plan. Make him shoot this shot, and this is and it's just an off-the-dribble pull-up, but there's no crazy bag work here. Simply him just saying, all right, you're not respecting it, I'm going to pull up. And that's the kind of stuff that you're going to be seeing from the three-point shot. Again, it's the risk the Heat are taking, because if you get up super high, I'm going to mention it again, he's got a great first step. Okay, so we got Jalen Brunson coming off the screen from Mitchell Robinson here. Catches the ball, goes sideways, spins around, attacks here, picks his spot. This is constant theme here, and I really want to reiterate this, and I want to make sure this is, something that everyone who watches this video, they understand clear as day. He is not the kind of guy to go straight downhill. He picks his spots, and that's literally all you're seeing here. A lot of sideways movement there, keeps going, spins around, but everything is sideways. And even when he gets here, right? Even when he gets here, he's not choosing to go any further and finish at the rim. Now, granted, his size wouldn't really allow him to do that all the time, but this, as the space he created, it's more than enough. And his ability to shoot in those kind of situations is just at an elite level. Okay, so this is just another one of those scenarios to where, look, hey, if you're not going to respect it, again, this is part of the game plan for the Heat. This is something that they're willing to give up. He's more than capable. And again, is this going to happen every night? No. I understand the thought process of we can't allow him to get in his mid-range spots, but that is just, it's too easy. And again, he shoots 7 threes a game, and he's doing it for a reason. This is constantly in the works, right? Being able to be a capable three-point shooter. It's just too easy. Here we got a great matchup against Jaime Jaquez, and so this is a simple crossover. Boom, great first step, right? His first step allowed him to beat his man off, so now he's being physical, pushing off, stepping back there, and this is just a really stupidly tough shot. But let me tell you something. The body control of Jalen Brunson is the highlight here, right? So he gets a good first step, and credit to Jaime Jaquez. He's actually, especially as I'm watching this more, he's actually kind of covered the space better than I thought. However, a very smart player in Jalen Brunson, because look, completely utilizes his body almost as a shield, right, going into him, then steps back to where you're Jaime Jaquez. There's only so much you can follow with that, because he's putting the pressure on you here to the moment where he flies back. Now you're following, and in this case, this is enough space, under control. It's tough. Don't get me wrong. This is insanely tough, and you're not going to see this all the time at all. Like, this is actually just really tough. But the body control here is what's the highlight to me. Okay, so now we got Jalen Brunson getting into a stance that, for a point guard, you don't see often. You would never see someone like Steph Curry do this. You would rarely see anyone in his size do something like this. You might see someone like Luka do it, Cade Cunningham, but that's because they're taller for being a point guard. But Jalen Brunson gets in this stance often because of his ability to attack, again, sideways. Everything's not... Is vertical the word I'm looking for here? Downhill? Horizontal sideways, right? I hope so. Okay, yeah, horizontal is the word I'm looking for. I don't know why I didn't feel 100% confident in that. But his ability to go horizontal is huge here. So again, let's check this out one more time. He's going to turn his body to the basket. His back is now facing the basket. But what does that allow him to do? It allows him to go horizontal here. And that's just a quick burst. Great first step. And he's utilizing his body here because Andrew Wiggins kind of has his hands in the cookie jar. So look at how JB has him hooked a little bit. Right now, gets to his spot. And once he's here, 99% of the time, I should say, okay, that's a lie. 90% of the time, he's just going to blatantly go up. However, other times, he will pump fake. And this is not one of those times, but it's why you can't fully sell out if you're Andrew Wiggins, because boom, goes here. For one, he didn't have enough time. But two, even if he completely just jumped up, right? Jalen Brunson has in his bag the pump fake, turn, shoot. This is the first highlight we showed, right? Could have gone up with it there. Doesn't. Pump. Boom. Was it? I mean, it wasn't a traditional pump fake to where he's completely going up. I mean, it's kind of like a half pump fake, if you will, right? It's definitely a fake. You definitely got a fake out there. I mean, look, he gets two hands on the ball. Like he'd go up with it here, right? Rises up a little bit, like ever so lightly, but then turns. And so if you go back to this Andrew Wiggins play, and it makes you understand a bit more the mind of a defensive player, how hard it is to sell out on these things, because you know he's capable of spinning around and shooting it anyway. Okay, here we got Cat setting a screen, try to force Kelly Ware on him. Again, bigger size player, but the shiftiness of Jalen Brunson could be a concern here. So let's see how this unfolds. Attacks him. Kelly does not sell out, right? Reason why is because you have a threat like Cat here. And so let's watch this unfold one more time. Jalen Brunson attacking left, going through the screen. You got Cat rolling. Cat rolling causes Kelly Ware to play both sides, or both players, I should say. And it's really hard if you're in his position to completely sell out to Cat, because you just got to buy Andrew Wiggins enough time. So he kind of just puts his hand out. Not much going on there. And at this point, because he didn't pick one or the other, really more so leaning towards Cat, this is going to be a bucket. I could not double down more on Jalen Brunson's ability to get to his spot than, in this specific highlight. Let's watch this unfold here. We got a screen coming from Mitchell Robinson. Really good screen. Kelly Ware, lengthy defender, able to stop the mid-range right if Jalen Brunson were to shoot immediately. However, he backs down because of the ability of Mitchell Robinson as a lob threat. The defender also gets back in time. You're also getting help side right here as well. You got really everyone just looking at Jalen Brunson. I mean, look at the two defenders here. You got help side here. Here, not so much help side, but he's leaning heavily because Josh Hart can't shoot. So just in case Mitchell Robinson just comes on down, Jaime Jaquez can help out. So this entire sequence is just how do we stop Jalen Brunson? And if we sell it on Jalen Brunson, we got Jaime Jaquez here for Mitchell Robinson cutting down. So there's a lot going on here. It doesn't seem like it, when you're watching live, but I promise you, there's a lot going on here. I mean, look how much eyes are on this side of the ball. Keep the play going, though, right? And this right here is just a lot of traffic. There's a lot of traffic in this area. What does Jalen Brunson do better than, or the majority of the league is what I'll say? He gets to his spots. It doesn't matter how little space he has. If there's any space at all, he's going to get to his spot. So he simply just drives down here. Look at all the traffic here. Look how much traffic there is here. But it's enough. If there's even a crease, a small crease, just a small opening, he's going to find a way. And it doesn't look like a lot, but how many players do you know are able to do that? Okay, so I'm going to be very technical here. When you get to observe this footwork and you really get to think about all of it, I'm going to throw a lot of information at you right now. So let's just get into it. We got Jalen Brunson here. Look at the way his feet are right here, right? You got your right foot planted, your left foot a little bit up in the air. This is typically a sign of a player ready to burst through the middle, right? And you can watch Jaime Jaquez's reaction as, he's in different motions and different stopping points of when he believes Jalen Brunson's going to attack. This is typically an indication of someone bursting. Again, I can't reiterate that enough. But Jalen Brunson doesn't burst. And you can see that it threw off Jaime Jaquez off a little bit. His feet are not aligned. He's a little bit off balance here. All of that off of what you call a fake attack to the basket, right? Again, I'm going to go back a little bit. This footwork right here is a all signs go for I'm attacking the basket. So this is what I'm talking about in particular when I talk about that body language being the signs of all systems go, like you're going to attack the basket. This is the best example that I could find because I needed you guys to see a visual of representation of what I was talking about. So again, here we got Tyrese Maxey sizing up. Look at the left foot in the air, ready to be planted. The right foot itself already on its tippy toes, right? This is a sign of I'm sprinting, I'm going. And look how it goes here. Boom, plants, goes. Attacks to the basket with the burst. Great finish. That look though, other foot tippy toeing, other foot is in the air, ever so slightly, it's a sign of I'm sprinting. Now, players can get creative with it and do this as a hezzy and do this as a 1-2 dribble pull up. There's ways you can get creative with it, but this is the way you're going to be bursting through, right? Look at that. Right foot barely on his tippy toes, left foot about a hard plant. That is a sign of I'm going. And so that's what I want you to understand when you look at this Jalen Brunson clip is he's faked that out here. And he is utilizing this footwork to just create slight hesitation in Hawkins' movement, which allows him to create space for himself to do what he's about to do. But watch this again, right? Now that you know what you know. Right here, he's faking it. See how the right foot's on his tippy toes? Left foot's about to plant hard, and he fakes it. And it does enough. See how Jaime Hawkins stutters ever so slightly? And again, I'm going to be zooming in so you guys can see this as best as I can show you. But it's just enough where it's like, oh, you have someone thinking, look how he's planning here. Little bit distorted. He's not in line. He's not balanced completely. It's throwing him off. And now he's balanced because Jalen Brunson's back. But even then, his body is a little bit shifted. Now he's back. Now he's back in line just with that one little move. So you have your defender thinking. And now it's a crossover. And he's doing it again. He's doing it again like he's going to go. Gets back. And look how Jaime Hawkins is moving around. He's like, oh, shit. It's very slight, right? You're not noticing it right away. But here, look how he moves around. And now Jalen Brunson attacks left after faking it. And this right here is what allows him to create just enough space. I mean, it's still good defense, but it's the buildup to it, right? It's the buildup that has your defender like, oh my God, this is, I'm thinking. And wow, fakes it again and then ends up going anyway, but without that same burst, without that propulsion that you typically get when you have your footwork like that. So the benefit of doing that move, that body language of having your, again, one of your feet on its little tippy toes, one of the foot ready to be planted, is you get that explosion. You get that explosion with that. So again, Jaime Hawkins has to be wary of it. And the downside of Jalen Brunson attacking without having that propulsion is you're a bit slower off the dribble. However, when you have your defender thinking a lot, he creates enough space because, again, you have your defender second thinking whether or not when to commit. And here, still ends up being good defense, but Jalen Brunson does what he does and creates enough space, and it's a good finish. And little tidbits like that pop up throughout Jalen Brunson's game all the time. It's a sign of his footwork. It's a sign of his dedication to his craft. I cannot rave enough about stuff like that, and I highly recommend when you watch Jalen Brunson, you pay attention to those kind of things. How he's creating his space for his size, his ability to go horizontal. He's not always going vertical. He's not always going downhill, but he does enough to get to his spots, and his spots are just deadly. I have spent 42 minutes recording. I'm going to call it here. I've been recording for quite some time. I think the final cut's going to be somewhere around like 19, 20 minutes. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I greatly appreciate you guys for watching. This is one of those videos where I really just get to enjoy and talk about basketball and talk about why players are so good. And if you don't understand yet, Jalen Brunson has amazing footwork. He has an amazing ability to create a little bit of space for himself. And any amount of space for himself is a good shot for him. And he finds ways. It doesn't matter how he's going through traffic. Size does not play a big factor here because he still finds ways to get open. Anyway, I greatly appreciate you guys for watching. For the like, subscribe, because along with the channel, as always, this is All We've Been Different. All We've Been Different. And we out.